Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Wednesday, October 20th, 2021 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I align my actions with the guidance of my inner yin. And today we have a full moon in Aries. Whew. So full moon in Aries energy can definitely pack a punch. It can definitely explode our inner volcanoes. And I would say the background energy is going to be pressing on our inner volcanoes. So that is the first thing. Be aware of that explosive energy beneath the surface. I'm actually going to start there. That explosive energy beneath the surface is a square between Mars in Libra and Pluto and Capricorn. And we can actually throw in Eris in there as well. Eris, the goddess of discord, an asteroid, is actually T-squaring this energy. And so that discord under the surface is like poking your Mars, poking the Mars hard in this. And Pluto is like, I'm ready to go. And the full moon, that emotional energy from the moon is activating all of this, right? Now, that Mars, Pluto, Eris T-square is not going to reach its peak until Thursday evening. So even though we're reaching the peak of this full moon, it's going to probably, along with full moon over, we'll still have full moon over, but be increasing that energy until we meet that peak. That being said, I really love the Sabian symbol for this full moon. Let me dig into some of the background details that are always like, whatever. Full moon reaches its peak at 7:57 a.m. Pacific time. It is 27 degrees Aries. I keep trying to say 27 degrees Libra, and that is where the sun is. And I think that there's some beautiful energy to look at there as well. But the Sabian symbol, the write-up for the Sabian symbol just is really capturing me energetically. So the Sabian symbol for Aries 27 is, through imagination, a lost opportunity is regained. The keynote, revision of attitude and inner revaluation. But I really like the little write-up. There's write-ups with these. And if you're wondering, Dane Redyard, Astrological Mandala. This book is amazing. It's hard to find it. It's very expensive. If you do find it, my copy is falling apart. Anyway, the second stage of a fivefold sequence of phases reveals contrast to the first. Well, that's not important. This symbol makes it clear that the mind has become overstimulated and obsessed by all it appears to be able to accomplish in some new realm of experience may easily fail. The disciple fails in his test, or at least it seems to him that he has failed. Actually, the failure may have been meant by his guru to be a challenge to the emergence of a new capacity. Generally speaking, this capacity is what one calls creative imagination. The mind must first imagine or envision that which he will then be able to sooner or later actually experience. So, what does this say to me? This says, Aries energy. Aries energy is where we're brand new. Aries energy is where you're ready to dive in headfirst to any experience, any action. And, we've all had those experiences where we dive in headfirst and then experience these so-called failures. And for many of us, those failures can add up and feel quite daunting. And I think even make us feel like we cannot move forward with our mission. We cannot move forward in our vision, that we cannot succeed in our vision. And this is like, nope. Those failures, those were trials. Those were lessons. Joe has something he always says that I can't remember right now. We'll see if he pops out to support this. But it's basically like, no, don't give up because it hasn't worked. Those are part of the process. That's part of the road. Keep going in this and envision, imagine it. See if you can imagine it different ways. Einstein also has a quote Man, I know these quotes like in my head, but getting them to come out in words is just a whole other thing. Anyway, go look up Einstein on failure and maybe it'll pop up for you. Somebody share it with me because it's a great quote. Anyway, but this energy is like, don't let that stop you. And I feel like there's a lot of that in the world as well, where it's like, oh, too bad it didn't work. Well, better get back to your other life instead of this life of being extraordinary. All those shoulds, right? And this moon is like, no. You came here to act. You came here, with this energy. Enliven it. Live it. Imagine it. Be it. Experience it. And don't let the setbacks be setups for what is not true to you. Aries energy is where, bar none, we are called to be who we are. And hopefully without so many masks that all the other energies, as we go through life, put on. Aries is like, what you see is what you get. And so we're called into that in this energy. Now, it's so funny because my brain, I have kitten brain right now. I'm so tired. That little cat is up a lot in the night to eat. And so I'm not getting full nights of sleep. And she's, or he, or they, is very worth it. And I love this little being. But my brain is not working quite right. So I started by looking up Libra 27 degrees, but I feel like I had to look that up. The Libra 27 degrees is an airplane sails high in the, can't even read right now. An airplane sails high in the clear sky, and the keynote, a consciousness able to transcend the conflicts and pressures of the personal life. To me, this is energy which is able to soar above the setbacks, these so-called failures, these things like, oh, you can't do that. And even calling to mind the Wright brothers, like how many times did they fail when they were making the airplane until one day it was like, we have liftoff. Our human stories are so full of experiences that have been called failures. And it makes me wonder, what if they had given up the first time? What would our world have been? So this is a call to me through these Sabian symbols to take a look. Where have you put things to the side that are still calling you passionately, that you are being called to pick up and work on again in maybe another way? And envision Saturn and Jupiter, now direct in Aquarius. Envision this energy to help move you along. Now, I even think this could be life itself, I have the past lives card and the experiencing card, and sometimes when life gets hard and it's not looking the way we want it to look, it's like, whatever, I give up, I'll try again next life. And this doesn't even mean like cutting out and leaving. This is just about like kind of giving up on engaging in your life. This full moon in Aries is a call to engage in this life, recognizing the experiencing these lessons. They are for growth. It is not to stop your progress. Do not let your mind, do not let the shoulds outside you tell you that this is not the life that you're called to live. I believe in passion. I believe passion is in us for a reason. Notice it. What is calling you? How can you engage this energy? How can you take aligned yin by listening to your intuition, aligned action towards the direction of your passion? I also have the playfulness card, and this is a reminder, like, please have fun. I know these times are tough, but every time you are having fun, every time you laugh, every time you are filled up with like love bubbles or this kind of like energy, you are changing the world. You are adding to the goodness of the world, and the world, everyone in the world needs it. And I think sometimes when things get hard, we're like, I feel guilty for laughing or having fun. Please live and love and enjoy in your life, in the world, because this makes a difference. This is where we can rise up like that airplane and transcend the challenges. Maybe not transcend them. Maybe transcend them. I don't know. I think we still are going to be engaged in the challenges, but you still can rise above, in and through these challenging energies. Now, that Mars-Pluto in the background is showing us, like, it's going to be there. Check yourself often. Stop, breathe. Are you taking care of yourself? Are you in your own personal authority? Are you taking time to act in harmony with and for yourself? That's Mars in Libra. Are you acting in harmony within yourself? That discord energy, if you are feeling that, where are you acting out of harmony in yourself? We do it so often. We're induced into it so often. But this is a call to notice that discord. It's not about pointing the finger. This is causing me discord. No. This is causing the discord because I'm not acting in accordance with my highest self. So this energy is super, super, super powerful. Now, we have that full moon happening, like I said, 7:57 a.m. And then the moon is going to shift into Taurus around 1 p.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Pacific time. Full moon in Taurus. It's not full moon in Taurus, but kind of. That Taurus energy, I think, is going to feel super full moon over. Watch for overdoing it. Watch for worth stuff coming up and bubbling into all of these energies. And Taurus can go into production overdrive or major lazy cat. Please try to notice what you are being called into rather than acting how you think that you are supposed to in this energy. Last thing I do want to mention, we do have the moon on its build to the full moon meeting with Pluto. I mentioned that in yesterday's scope. So moon squaring that Pluto, opposing that Eris energy. Notice for control issues coming up. Notice for hidden power issues, whether they're around you or in you. Check yourself. And again, take back your power. Before this moon reaches its peak, or even after, take time to call your power back to you, especially if you are feeling issues around that, because I feel like that's what it's pointing to. I think I'm going to leave that there. And I showed you my cards, so I think we're good. This is longer than I meant to, but whatever. So you can always book a reading with me. Please email me, mimiclark@gmail.com for that. Besides that, the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power, and stay curious. Namaste.